Welcome to the Two Steps Ahead podcast, starring Robert Sean McGrew and Raul Ruiz, talking business, strategy, and growth, helping you stay 2 steps ahead. Let's get to work.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Two Steps Ahead podcast. I'm Robert Sean McGrew.
I'm Raul Ruiz.
And we've missed you guys. I've missed you. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done our last recording, but that's been mainly on you, bro.
I've been gone for a minute, haven't I?
Yeah. You're off and running. Tell us what you've been doing.
Oh, man. It was a hectic last week, actually. We took a trip to Florida. So we were out at Fort Wilderness Campground in Florida, in Orlando. It was incredible. It was a great time. We have a 32-foot RV. So pulling it is not fun, let me tell you, especially when it rains and the wind and everything else.
That's a long ride, too.
It is. We had to split it into 2 days going there and then 2 days coming back. So it was quite a trip. I had a phenomenal time. We were on site at Disney. We actually got to go ahead and take the shuttle or the boat to Magic Kingdom.
Oh, sweet.
So it was 5 minutes away. So it was great.
Did they make you show up at the campsite?
They did, yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
I was joking.
they did. So it was great. Right. But it was a phenomenal time. Spent time with the grandkids, took the wife, of course, and got back this weekend. And highly recommend. 9 out of 10. No, 10 out of 10. Yeah,
All
absolutely.
Right. All right. As usual, things don't stop because Raul was out of town. And there's been just so much going on here. And actually, from the last time you and I talked and you were leaving, and I talked about the bike fest going on.
Yeah.
And that was fun. A lot of people showed up. So did the rain. Canceled like half of the weekend, but that's okay. During the time that was there, people were there and really enjoyed it. So much that my son went home and got his old bike out and decided to start doing BMX tricks.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
I know.
I could never do that.
Yeah, as a parent, that scares the crap out of you. But anyway, I'm digressing in there. But yes, other things have been going on. Just there's been a lot of meetups, a lot of different happenings around town from the founder startup community standpoint. Things have been continuing to progress, and there's just so much from AI, data, cloud, conversations. There's been more VCs in town as well where you're going.
Venture capitalists.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Those who don't know.
That's right. Yeah, I do know them now. Yeah. But just all these different things that have been going on. But I tell you, one of the things that I have actually while you've been gone stepped into and talked to a quick shout out to my friends Serafina and Michaela at Onward HQ, downtown Bentonville. They exist for founders. Have a co-working space. You can be a member there, and you can work out of their offices down there. But the piece here that they do differently. They've got VCs that are partnered with them and VCs that come to town, hang out over here. And so if you're a founder partner looking to talk and make some conversations, that's the place to be. And every Friday morning, they have what they call the weekly grind. And it's coffee and conversation, no pitch decks, no agenda, no nothing.
Wow.
Show up and chat with Raul, talk with Robert. And
great opportunity.
Whoever shows up, you're there. And here's the kicker. You can use their space on Fridays all day long.
Wow.
No charge. All you gotta do is show up.
We talked about networking and connections. What great opportunity right there. Yeah,
exactly. So appreciate what they're doing and bringing to town as well. And so that's one of the places I've been playing while you were gone since we didn't have a microphone in front of me.
He plays a lot.
You calling me a player?
Oh, snap. I didn't say that.
All right, good, because my wife listens here.
Yeah, she
honey,
would not want to
I
hear
love
that.
you. That's it. Anyway, I'm digressing here. All right. Yeah. That kind of takes us into our topic for today.
Actually, let's go ahead and cover one thing before we get started.
Okay.
So look right there. It says GOAT. I'm the GOAT. No, literally, this is GOAT Lab Brewery in Lowell, Arkansas.
You're GOAT.
You're GOAT. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But we are at GOAT Lab Brewery in Lowell, Arkansas. We are having a beer. Show them your beer. It's called Tusk. So they have it at the University of Arkansas in case you are a Razorback fanatic. Great beer. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. All right. So I wanted to give props to Bill Adams, who's sitting right over there. He's not looking at us right now. But Bill Adams, the owner of GOAT Lab, thank you for letting us be here today. And let's get started.
All right. I'm going to start calling you Tusk.
Tusk. I like that name.
And if you're not a Razorback fan or from Northwest Arkansas, we love our Razorbacks. And we love Tusk, mascot of the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
I remember hauling them in the trailer and going down the games to see him. Yeah, it's
It's a
pretty
big boy.
cool. So yeah, he's a really big boy. So again, we moving into our topic because I think we're getting off, but you helped tie it in because I was going off track myself.
Awesome. I had no idea, but let's do it.
All right, professionalism.
Oh,
Oh, you still want to do it?
yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
I
all
do
right.
actually.
Let's step into that because we were talking a moment ago, going different places. We've talked about networking and business and planning and stuff, but professionalism is something that I think some people may call it taboo. Some people may not know what it is completely, and others steer away from it. But it's very important in the environments and the circles that we play. So, what's your take on professionalism?
That's a great question. Professionalism to me is a couple things, right? It's being sincere, it's being honest, it's being courteous, it's taking people's thoughts into consideration. That to me is professionalism. It's changed and evolved through the last 15, 20 years, from dressing in a suit and tie to being more on the leisure side as far as wearing slacks and stuff like that, to now pretty much wearing whatever you want, wearing a hoodie or wearing a shirt. Again, that's the lack of professionalism, or whatever you want to call it, the way that you dress up. But in this case, the way I envision it is that, to me, professionalism is just being courteous, being able to go ahead and have a conversation with somebody, be honest with them, and do to them what you'd want done to you, right? Or have that conversation, to be quite honest with them. I think nowadays people do not have those honest conversations. And for example, I posted today because I feel that on LinkedIn specifically, which I'm on 24/7, there is a lot of lack of professionalism. To me, that you're not responding to individuals. It's a business environment, it's a connection environment, networking environment, but you don't take 2 seconds to go ahead and say, no, I'm not interested. Thank you. It takes me about 2 or 3 seconds to go ahead and type that up. And I would appreciate that. If somebody said that to me and said, hey, thank you for reaching out, but I'm not interested at this point. Great. That to me shows true professionalism. So do you agree or disagree? What are your
No, I
thoughts?
think I agree. Another word that comes to mind as you were talking is respect. Respecting
Absolutely.
the individual, the people, the person, the company that's reaching out to you, or you're reaching out to them. Something important, though, you mentioned, I also play on LinkedIn. I don't want to say play, I use, but that's a term. And the reason I said that specifically is because some people do play. And LinkedIn is a form of social media.
It is.
However, it's not the same as all forms of social media. And there's a time and space for certain things. And when it comes to professionalism, it applies as well. And so I think you are very correct. And especially if you're in the LinkedIn space, it is a professional environment. It is geared around business. It is geared around companies. It is geared around individuals. And so it's not the place completely to take the selfie while you're at hanging out with Mickey.
I have
Unli-
done that though.
but done in the right manner, it is possible
Yeah,
when you tie it back in to the purpose of what you're trying to achieve.
exactly.
So places like LinkedIn, places like an office, places, even I wouldn't even go as far as a golf course. People still do that too from a professional standpoint. But the respect portion is something you can't take out of the equation. It is essential in being able to make relationships. Respect and relationships are pertinent in order for you to do business, in order for you to get business, in order for you to do your job, in order for you to get a job. Without those, you won't get very far. Dress code, you touched on that. That's a very touchy subject. I'll have to share an article actually that was on LinkedIn not too long ago that talked about how we've moved away from the suit and the tie to the business professional to relaxed type of wear to now whatever. But it, again, understanding your surroundings,
Mhm.
understanding your environment.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were not going to show up, although maybe I can convince you sometime in our swimsuit. He's smiling. He's thinking about it. But no, but what I'm trying to get at is know where you're at and how that corresponds to how your behavior, your reactions, and then going back to the word respect and to respecting the people that you are trying to negotiate with, talk with, work with, what have you. There's many different things. There's an old saying, Gen Z's, I'm going to get this one. When in Rome, not about drinking a beer. The Romans, I'm sure, had their beer, but actually they had wine. But when in Rome, right? When in Rome basically refers to know your surroundings.
Right.
So where you're at, know where you're at and how to behave. So I'm not going to show up to in a suit and tie to a place that I know that a bunch of people are in jeans and shirts, and vice versa. I'm not going to show up in shorts and sandals to a place that everybody's wearing suits and ties. And so, knowing your environment, knowing where you're at, plays a huge part of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, dress code, which we touched on, is one thing. But, when you start talking about earrings and you start talking about tattoos, I don't think that takes away from the professionalism. You are who you are no matter what you wear, no matter what you do in life, no matter what things you have on you. It's still you. The respect factor is something that you either have it or you don't have it. Clothes you can change any time. You can put anything on at any given time, but respect should be there 24/7.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And another aspect of professionalism, too, is vernaculars, verbiage.
Exactly.
And again, it goes back to
Communication.
communications,
Yeah,
being
courteous.
respectful. I may not use words in front of you that may offend you, that you don't like, that doesn't pertain to the business that we're doing.
Exactly.
And again, understanding and knowing your surroundings is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So great points. Again, take it for what it's worth. You're gonna act the way you act. You're gonna do the things you do, but just keep in mind that individuals out there, specifically on LinkedIn, because we touched on the LinkedIn issue, people are out there for a reason. They're looking for jobs, or they're placing jobs, or they're looking for connections, or they're looking for business opportunities, or venture capitalists go out there and look at other businesses that are growing. There's multiple things that are happening out there. So just keep in mind that everybody's doing something to try to get something accomplished. So keep that in mind, because one day you may need to be that person that needs to accomplish something, and you need to reach out to all these other people. So just keep that in mind.
Absolutely. And then as you're talking, I also thought about how I work with my clients, specifically with strategy and communications in general. And the communication portion is so crucial, because if I tell you who I am or what I want you to know of me, but then you go look at like my LinkedIn profile or my company page, or you see me at another event and you're like, this guy told me he was this, but he's not showing me that.
Exactly.
That's where a lot of people don't understand and fail sometimes, in the aspect of, why aren't people reaching out to me? Why is this person not talking to me? I gave him everything I had. But you got to be consistent. Consistent is key. Messaging is key. If I want you to know who I am, then I got to portray that as well. So don't say one thing and do something else, because it'll catch up with you really quick.
Exactly. Your profile is your resume. It is who you are. It's going to tell me what you've done, what you want to do, what you stand for, and your company page is going to tell me the same thing: your vision, your mission, and everything else.
Absolutely. And then there's another aspect of that too, going back to the respect piece. And I know you see this quite a bit in your field. You reach out to somebody, or somebody says, hit me up or talk, and then nada.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's called ghosting.
Yeah, it does happen in my industry, and it's tough to hear, because I'm the first person that goes ahead and responds to a message, an email, anything that comes my way, because I feel that I need to respond to them as I feel that they should respond to me when I communicate with them. To hear that on a regular basis, that recruiters do not respond to individuals and ghost individuals, it's bad for the industry. It's bad for business. And I apologize on behalf of everybody that has done that and has gone through that. It's a weird time right now as far as applying for jobs and things of that nature, and the job market. So keep steady, keep positive. Things will work out, and individuals that are supposed to be in recruiting will stay in recruiting.
It goes back to what you said earlier, though, being courteous, right? We're all human beings and respect each other in that
Exactly.
aspect. And you also mentioned a moment ago that it takes a few seconds. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not available. I can't do this. I'm sorry you didn't get the job. Whatever the situation is,
Yeah.
it takes a few minutes. Yes, we all have to deal with what I call process, no matter what part of life you're in, if it's at home, community, at work. We all have a process to go through, including receiving responses. None of us like
right.
rejection. None of us like the word no. But it's part of life. It's part of our process. It's part of our procedures in business and home, etc. What we're really saying is we don't want to receive that, but it's going to happen. But at the same time, the other person who should be responding is ghosting her. You're not allowing or respecting that person that time to go through that process. If a no's a no, sooner or later that you tell me, I can deal with it. Whether it's yes, you got the job, awesome, I'm excited, you're ready to start, let's negotiate, or no, you didn't get it, oh man,
Yeah.
let you breathe, take in, and then go on to whatever's next.
I think we touched on this on a previous episode. That is one of my pet peeves, that there are individuals out there that are great at giving the great news, the positive news, but do not know how to give bad news. And unfortunately, that's part of the business. When you're a recruiter, when you're in talent acquisition, you have to give the good with the bad as well sometimes. And you just have to be professional enough, again, that word professional, to go ahead and communicate with those individuals and let them know where they stand. Just like you would want to know if you were in their position and you were in the opposite position. So
I think in a lot of times this is human nature too. We want to be people pleasers. And so in my line of work, when I work with my clients, I teach them how to say no. We don't have to have the whole enchilada, although I do love a really good enchilada.
I do
La,
too.
La banderas
And a
with the three.
burrito, tacos, tortas. I'm Hispanic, so yeah, absolutely.
I will get a pizza in a minute.
Go. Go.
He's your goat. He's your goat.
Your goat. That's right.
But yeah, we want to say yes. We want to be pleasing. We want to take everything in. But in reality, it's not possible, nor is it necessary, especially when you're going through your business processes, right? Sometimes we want to buy the whole thing, and you only need a
The whole
portion.
enchilada?
The whole enchilada.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And then you want to throw some hot sauce on there. Right?
Or you want to eat beer, as it says up there. Eat beer.
But at the end of the day, there are going to be no's in our life. So we have to learn how to say no, but we also have to learn how to receive no.
Exactly.
But going back to our topic on being professional, there's a certain way to do that.
There sure is.
You're not going to answer somebody, say, no, you didn't get it, leave me alone. That's a terrible way to do it.
That's not professional.
It's not professional at all. But then not saying anything at all
is unprofessional.
Very unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
And so make sure that when you are considering things, that you are doing the same thing for others. So do unto others as you want them to do unto you. It's
Exactly.
It's a golden rule.
Yes.
And applies in every asset and facet of our life. And so make sure that you're doing it too. So if you don't want to be ghosted, you don't want to be the person that doesn't receive a response, make sure that you're doing the same for others, that you're responding to them, giving them, and even little simple things. Just little, appreciate it, no, but thank you. Be courteous, respectful.
Be courteous and respectful. That's correct. I hope you guys learned something today. We like to share our thoughts pretty vividly with everybody. We do have a passion for this, and we enjoy talking to you guys, and I hope you learned something. And if you did, down below, leave us a comment, subscribe, like us, follow us, love us.
Leave a comment for your goat.
My goat, and then eat some beer, okay? Don't forget to eat beer.
Thanks, Ro. Appreciate the topic today. And if you have a topic that you would like for us to touch on, leave it in the comments below.
Let us know.
Really appreciate it. Who knows where we're going to be next and what we're going to talk about next. But what we do know is we will have another episode of the 2 Steps Ahead podcast. Until next time.
Peace.